Hi guys, excuse me. Welcome back. It's Chrissy the Crystal Indigo, and I am here with the Twin Flame Energy Update. As you can see, I'm a little tan. I was on vacation in Jamaica for almost a week, and I could not wait to come back and do readings for you guys, just to bring you up on the energy, on the shifts, on the you know the end of the retrograde. Like, I know we still have some remnants of the energy still floating around, but thank God the retrograde is over. When I say that was one of the most intense months for me, it was intense. Like, I had to fight hard not to give into, those energies. And when I found myself going to that place, I had to really go within and call on my angels and spirit guides to kind of guide me through. I want to give a shout out to all of my new subscribers. You guys are so amazing. Thank you for allowing me to share my gifts. Thank you for believing in me. Thank you for your beautiful comments. Thank you for booking your readings. Thank you for just being awesome individuals. And as you can see, I write back to all of you. So I just want to give you guys love and light. If you do need a reading in regards to your twin flame situation, or just a general reading in general, the information is in the description box. But today I'm going to focus on the twin flame energy, for, the weekend. So the first card that came out was for Divine Feminine, and it's mirroring. And right now, the Divine Feminine is really in her power. The Divine Feminine is really like, I can hold that space of love for you, but I won't tolerate your BS. And I'm not saying that I'm giving up on you, but I need you to understand what it'll feel like without my presence. And so for those Divine Feminines that are just like in their power and not codependent upon their Divine Masculine, like, you are really doing the work, and you're mirroring each other because you're becoming more, loving to yourself, all about your business, and not really focused on if Divine Masculine wants to come back, if Divine Masculine, is thinking of you, and etc., etc. But, at the end of the day, you are one. We are one. So we do care. So there, it comes up at times when you begin to think, like, what is happening with my journey. Like, even I thought the other day, I asked Archangel Raphael, like, if this is supposed to be my divine counterpart, if this is supposed to be, who is destined for me, then why does it have to be so hard? And I understand it's because it's really preparing us for the future, for our mission, for what we're really put, you know, on the earth for at this time. And again, I talked to you guys about the 144,000 light workers. You guys, all of us, we're a part of that. The gifted, the special, the chosen ones that are called. And it's very important that you really look into that information. And so I get it. Like, I had to go through a rough life. I had to know how to fight young. I had to be able to know my own strength. So when I, come up against what we're headed to come up against, I'm able to stand strong and unaffected, if that makes sense to you guys. The next card that came out is Conclusions for Divine Feminine. And Divine Feminine has been going, within, and really meditating and really getting those answers to the questions that Divine Feminine's been asking, and also seeing the signs, also seeing the synchronicities, and, just really focusing on being his or her authentic true self. And that's very important, because when you're really in your, zone, knowing your worth, you get the clarity that you seek and that you've been waiting for, because you're, giving yourself the time to sit still. And so conclusions to what didn't make sense before are coming to realization now. The next card is Received. And I feel like a lot of the Divine Feminine is receiving, the help from Spirit, receiving the answers to their questions, receiving that, those downloads, receiving that clarity that, even though in the 3D we are separate, but I still feel you. I feel you in my soul. You understand what I'm saying? So on a 3D level, it may look one way, but on that 5D level, that's that love. That's what you feel. And you know, some of the divine masculines really, like I said in my other video, did a number on the divine feminine because they were not aware. They didn't understand the connection. They didn't, you know, want to face what really was, you know. And like I said, some of the collective, their divine counterpart may be involved in a karmic situation, and what universe and spirit is asking us to do, or divine, is just have patience, try to be understanding, show empathy. Can you still love this person even if there's a chance that you and this person can't be? I mean, we all know that divine is guiding us, have guided us to each other's lives for a specific reason. And for the true divine masculine and true divine feminine, we know that no matter what, we're together, regardless if it's in 3D or 5D. We feel it in the heart, you know? So divine feminine has been receiving everything that divine feminine has been asking for in regards to this situation and experience, this journey, because, you know, it comes to a point where you do want to just give up, because it's like, and man, spirit really works with me. It comes to the point where, you know, you just want to give up, and you're asking yourself, like, is all of this really worth it? Is all of this really worth the headache, the heartache, you know, the confusion? But as you go through the journey, each wall is knocked down as you heal. You know, as you heal, each wall is knocked down and you're rising up to another level. And you have to be able to have that unconditional love. Like, again, some of the divine masculines really did a number on divine feminine. And if after that, and I mean by doing the unthinkable, and if after that, not even months, not even, you know, weeks, but a few days goes by and you can think about that person and your heart still lights up, there's something different about that. It's not being naive, it's not being stupid, it's not being gullible. That's something that's saying, like, this is different. This is love. You understand? For the next card that came out, Divine Feminine got offer. And so I know for a fact in my heart that a lot of the Divine Feminines are going to receive an offer from their Divine Masculine. And for some, it may be a huge offer like marriage, engagement, stuff like that. But for others, it may be a small offer where it's like, okay, we've been in separation, let's communicate. Like, let's get to a place where we actually can talk to each other and not have, you know, toxic energy surrounding our space. Still, that's a great offer because it's a step in the right direction. So a lot of divine feminines are going to receive an offer, whether it be from your twin flame, whether it be from spirit or divine. You're going to get an offer that's going to make you think about this connection a lot differently. The next card that came out is Crossroads. So divine feminine, there's a few divine feminine that came to, you know, a fork in the road where they're like, do I want to continue this? Is this connection too much for me? Or am I strong enough to trust divine and walk the path? Because like many others, you can say like, you know what, I know what this connection is. Like, you know, yeah, I'll settle for a soulmate. But no matter what you do, no matter who you choose, your soul is always going to connect back to your divine masculine and vice versa. So that's why with the push and pull concept, with the runner chaser concept, you guys can't stay away from each other too long, because it's when divine feels like No, hold up. Like this is going getting a little bit too far. Let's will it in. Let's will it in. Because you guys have met and have crossed paths this lifetime. Like we've all known that we've known each other other lives, and like, you know, it didn't work out in the other lives because, you know, we all have our free will and things like that. But this is the lifetime where divine masculine and divine feminine are going to become one, are going to forget about everything and trust in what is, trust in what is shown to them, trust in what is in their heart. So for the divine feminine that are choosing to walk away from the connection, know that you really have to sit still and go within. And before you make that decision, you really need to ask divine, ask spirit, what am I being called to do? What does this connection mean for me? You understand what I'm saying? Before you just jump and just make like a quick decision. Because clearly this connection, this journey is leading you to greatness. Not just because of your divine masculine. No, this journey was about you and what you needed to overcome to be prepared to walk with 144,000 light workers. Okay? The next card that came out, devotion. So divine feminine is like doing the spiritual work, accepting her gifts, showing her gratitude, being grateful, being thankful, making her or his, you know, altars, really giving it, you know, their all. And devotion to me is like so strong, like devotion, not dedication, but devotion. Because this means like it's in my heart, like it's in my spirit. I'm devoted to this. Like you see the candle, you see the light. I'm accepting, I'm here. So whomever divine feminine that I'm speaking to, follow the light. Follow your heart. Remember, your heart is the purest form of energy and love over anything, right? Okay, so for divine masculine, the first card that came out, Dark Night of the Soul. I mean, we all know that divine masculine is going through a spiritual awakening, have gone through the spiritual awakening, and just everything is being stripped from divine masculine, where he's torn down to be built back up. And it's because like he really needed, or she really needed, to go through this situation to be able to understand what the divine feminine is to the divine masculine. Like this relationship isn't just a relationship, it's a spiritual ship. You understand? Because it's deeper than that. It's a love that goes beyond the years, past lives, different times. And here you guys meet yet again. So this is for the divine masculine that, like in the past lives, wouldn't surrender, wouldn't, you know, be open to what was being called for the divine masculine, whether he or she. Your divine masculine had to go through the dark night of the soul to understand who he or she is. Because I'm picking up for a lot of the divine masculine, they haven't been able to be their like true authentic self. They haven't been able to be able to speak their truth. And now they have no other choice, because divine has stepped in and has taken over. You don't want to follow love and light and do the right thing, and I'm consistently giving you signs of what you should do, yet you still want to choose your ego. All right, boom, dark night of the soul. Like I've always told you guys, I had no choice but to accept my gifts. The faster I ran, the faster it chased me down. Until I surrendered and was like, okay, show me what I need to do. Show me what I am capable of. Show me what I am. And you're always learning, you're always developing, you're always growing, and you're always going to learn that you have new gifts. As time goes on, as you master one gift, slowly the other one starts to show up. You master that gift, then the next. Okay? The next card that came out is New Direction. Because of that dark night of the soul, it has placed Divine Masculine on a new direction. And just like for Divine Feminine, I'm pretty sure you're not the person you were a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. I would have never expected me being on YouTube doing this type of healing work, because that's what I love to call it, because it heals, gives you clarity. I would have thought that I would have been on YouTube in regards to my music. I'm a crystal indigo, so anything creative, it just is in the arts, is just drawn to me. But I never would have thought that. And like they always say, you want to make God laugh, tell him what you got planned. So you're being guided, Divine Masculine, to exactly where you need to be. So all you have to do is just surrender. Stop resisting. I know it's scary. I know it's like not in the, from how we were brought up, it's not normal. But it's not no secret that we all are here. We all are rising up together. We all are, witnessing this amazing change in the universe where, growing up, like I said, I never saw like psychic stores, metaphysical stores, like rocks, anything like that. Let me tell you about my experience. When I first got my real first crystals, I went and I saw a psychic. And she just gave me these crystals and was like, keep these under your pillow. She didn't tell me like what they were, what they meant, like what, like now how, like I have 56, 57 crystals now. But she didn't tell me the meaning behind it. She just gave them to me. And I know it was because she knew I was too young to even understand, but she knew in time then I would be able to understand why she had given those to me. And I did what she said, just put it on my pillow, and I just kept them under there. And then my, fiance at the time was like, what's up with these rocks under your pillow? And I was like, I don't know, a lady gave them to me. But now I can tell you about prehnite. Now I can tell you about labradorite. Now I can tell you about moldavite. Now I can tell you about pink quartz, amethyst, sunstone, and the list goes on and on. Bloodstone. Like I have a beautiful collection. Obsidian, tourmaline, tourmalated quartz, clear quartz. Come on, you name it, I drop it. What's for you is going to be for you. So Divine Masculine, like head in this new direction and just open your arms and like let your heart take in all that sun divine energy as you're seeing in this card, and be your true authentic self. Don't be afraid of what people are going to think. Don't be afraid of what people are going to say. Don't be afraid of living your best life. The next card that came out for Divine Masculine is Guide. You're being guided. You're being guided. Stevie Wonder can see this. Like, you're being guided. At the end of the day, like, divine is placing you where you need to be. Now, this usually, like in the tarot, is like, the Hermit. But in this Mystic Moon deck, I don't get the Hermit. I get you're being guided to where you need to be. And it's going to be some dark nights. It's going to be some blue nights where it's not so dark, like when it's almost getting to dark. And you see there's no one else in this card. It's because you're being guided on your own or by yourself. because this is the journey that you need to take and embark on right now, because no one else can give you the information you need except for divine. Follow that light. Why in your spread, like you're getting everything with the light? Follow the light. Light and love. Red energies, red colors for your cards, blue, purplish for, like, you know, your third eye. Like, you're being guided, and you're definitely going through an awakening process. The next card that came out is Return. Look at your divine masculine. Stronger than ever. There's no face. Just see like a little shadow of a face. And that's because divine masculine can be interchangeable. It can be a woman, it can be a man. But your divine masculine is returning because your divine masculine is understanding now. It's finally getting. It's slowly not being afraid anymore. Because for some of the divine feminine, like, you're really, really, really spiritually gifted. And at the end of the day, that probably drove the divine masculine batshit crazy. Excuse my French, just to be honest. And some, you don't know what they went through in their childhood, in their upbringing, to where they're frightened by it. And it's going to take a little time for them to be like, okay, this is what's up, like, you know. And for this divine masculine, they're logical. They need to see it for themselves. And they're starting to see that. And now it's like, oh my God, like, did someone put a hex on me, you know? So they're returning. Healing. Continue divine feminine to send your divine masculine healing light and love. And imagine the colors. Imagine your hand touching your divine masculine's heart. Imagine you placing like a beautiful pink ball of energy around your divine masculine. Pink, beautiful green ball of energy for Archangel Raphael around your divine masculine. They feel that. Now, if they're like still lost in the sauce, of course they're like, oh my God, what is this? Like, what is this feeling? Like, you know, and then they're gonna be like, oh yeah, that's from so-and-so, so-and-so. Send me that energy. They're not gonna say that. That's not how it works. But as your divine masculine heals, more information is becoming and being presented to them where they can understand. Because I tell you, like, a lot of them has been doing some major research at night. Because when I went through my awakening, I was up every night last year in June till 3, 4, 5. Sometimes I would do a whole 24 hours straight. That awakening, depending on like how much you don't resist, can either be a smooth transition or it can be rough. And mine was so rough. But I got the answers to the questions I was asking. I got the visions that showed me like, hey, like, this is what you're supposed to do. Because I asked, I'm like, okay, well, this is what you want me to do. Like, okay, stop scaring me half to death. Like, give me like the information in a better way. I'm not saying I'm you know, gonna resist. I'm saying I'm down for it, but don't have me about ready to jump off a cliff. Like I said, I always resonated with Harry Potter a lot because he reminded me so much of myself, and he still does. The next card that came out is Mask. But in this situation, the mask is coming off. There's no more, and it's because it's in the last, like, it's not in the beginning of, you know, the divine masculine spread. It's at the end, literally the last card. The mask is coming off. There's no more, you know, lies, deceit, not being who the divine masculine really is. Divine masculine is like, you know what? I'm moving this mask away, and I want everyone, whomever in my immediate family circle, to just, you know, love me as I am, respect me as I am, appreciate me as I am, and see that my heart is good, my heart is pure. I made some mistakes, I made some bad choices, but it came from a place of not being aware or awakened to what was happening to myself, because I didn't understand that. So just love me as I am. I'm not perfect, but true love is loving that imperfect person perfectly. You get that? So let me get this for you guys. These are the messages that Divine Feminine wants to say to his or her Divine Masculine. So the first card that came out, it says, I got spooked. So there was a time with Divine Feminine that, because he or she didn't understand the connection, was just really scared, like, you know, like, will Divine Masculine accept me if Divine Masculine knew everything that came with me, knew my fears, knew my past, knew my secrets. And this connection was so strong that at some points Divine Feminine was just like, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if this is going to work. I don't know if I can handle this connection. Like, you know, all the doubt, right? The next card that came out, I know you're right, but I need to come to my own conclusions. And with that card, I know you're right, but I need to come to my own conclusions. I just feel like, you know, Divine Masculine could have done some things, or it could have been a third-party situation, like a karmic situation. And maybe the situation was over. Maybe the person, you know, the Divine Karmic and the, I'm sorry, not Divine Karmic, the Karmic and the Divine Masculine, like, just had an understanding. Maybe kids were involved. But you, the Divine Feminine, really needed to get the answer that you needed, because you felt as if you were always being left out in the cold from the, you know, the runner-chaser concept or the push and pull concept. And some Divine Feminines reached out to the Karmic and was just like, hey, I need clarity for myself, for my well-being. And some of the Divine Feminines actually found out that the Divine Masculine, like, it wasn't anything there, but still Divine Masculine was holding on. Divine Masculine kept you a secret. Divine Masculine still felt in their heart that there may be a chance for him or her in that Karmic to mend things and be together. Because again, some have children, and that's really difficult to try to explain to your child, like, why, you know, mommy and daddy, or, you know, however your relationship is set up, we don't live in the same house like other families, you know. The next card that came out, I'm sorry I couldn't do right by you. I feel like that coming out for Divine Feminine is because Divine Feminine always felt like, am I good enough? Why am I not, you know, perfect? I see you in a perfect way. I see you so beautifully. But why are there always restrictions when it comes to me? And so for some of the Divine Feminine, that's what they were dealing with, because of that rejection, that they're like, wow, like, I feel all of this, but yet you still won't see my light. I don't need to explain anymore. I think that kind of covered it. Please don't take what happened personally. It's not you, it's me. Just for the same for Divine, you know, Masculine is the same for Divine Feminine. Divine Feminine had a point where Divine Feminine was unsure, was afraid, was scared, didn't really, you know, was just back and forth about, like, the connection and where the connection was going. And also traumas were brought up to where Divine Feminine was just like, I don't want to go through this again. Like, some things Divine Masculine was doing was reminding the Divine Feminine of what they went through in the past. And that's where all that comes from. And like I say, like, you really need to watch how you treat people, because you don't know how long it took them to heal or what they have healed from. And that's why it's very important to ask those questions when you get into new relationships and you're communicating for the first time. It's like, let's ask the real questions that need to be answered. Like, are you healed from your past childhood wounds? Do you have codependency issues? Are you afraid to love? Do you know how to show love? Can you reciprocate love? Like, you want to ask those type of questions. That way, that allows them to think and be like, well, all right, cool. Like, you know, you don't want to run somebody off, but at the end of the day, you also want to set yourself up for success. Because if you ask those questions in the beginning, you know, I don't have time to play games later on because it was already presented to the table, right? So these are the messages from divine masculine to divine feminine. First card. I'm in a much better headspace now. Yeah, I mean, I'm telling you, I need to look it up too because I really want more information on it. But they were talking about, like, you know, the first wave of the twin flames and like how like everyone's coming into union depending on what wave you're on. And I was just like, man, I hope I'm a part of that wave. Because I know in my heart, like, my divine masculine is my divine masculine. I know I was never the karmic or anything like that, just based off of like our entire experience. And I'm just like, man, sign me up. Like, I'm ready to be on that wave. Because at the end of the day, like, I know what I want. Not just what I want, but I know what I want for the both of us. What, you know, need for the both of us, and vice versa. Like, the divine feminine, like me, of course, in my situation, because like I said, I'm going through this journey as well. And I had that problem of like always worrying about my divine masculine and always being like, are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay? Like, everything all right? Like, just, but that's just me, you know. And with our connection is so different. It's not, I can't treat my divine masculine like I've treated things in the past. I can't, you know, I have to come at it always from a different way because my divine masculine keeps me on my toes and always temper me down. Because as soon as I start, I'm a Sag. So as soon as that mouth get to going, my divine masculine is like, you on your shit again today, huh? Like, you know, and that makes me laugh, but I'm just like, okay, that means temper myself down. But, you know, with this card here, it's because you didn't allow yourself to be your divine masculine's yes man. You always told your divine masculine what was needed to be told, what your divine masculine needed to hear, whether right, wrong, or indifferent. And your divine masculine has never met anyone like that. Even if there's a chance, like, you know, oh man, tomorrow I'm gonna be blocked because you know how divine masculine is, will block you quicker than a snake. Or like, you have to be like, you know, like, you get to the point with your divine masculine, like, well, I know I'm gonna be blocked anyway, so let me just say what I need to say, and then I'll be blocked for another 3 months. Like, you know, it's the cycles. Like, my divine masculine and myself, we're 3 cycles. Like, everything happens in threes for us. Like, back together 3 months, separated 3 months, back together 3 months, separated 3 months. But, and that's like the healing. Okay, you're good enough now. Now let me go back and see what else I need to work on. When you guys come to that final stage, there's no going back. You are one. You are always one, but you're 1-1 then. All right. The next card was no other compares to you, from divine masculine to divine feminine. And that's true because divine masculine has never met anyone like you. Someone that can love so compassionately, someone who can love with so much empathy, someone who can treat their heart as if it's their own. And with this, in this day and age, like, you know, you don't get that. It's like every man for himself. And your divine masculine sees that. Your divine masculine knows that, regardless if you guys are in separation or not, or if you're talking, like, even being a divine feminine or divine masculine right now, even sitting in this moment right here speaking with you guys, the energy feels so different. Like, something is just on the horizons. And I'm excited about it. Like, I'm nervous, but I'm also excited because it's like, okay, I know we're part of the 144,000 light workers that's going to take this planet to the next level. We're going to defeat so many different battles. Let's get ready to rumble. That's what I'm excited about. Let's get this mission started. Right? The next card that came out from divine masculine to divine feminine is, I'm a better person because of you. Oh. And, you know, sometimes your divine masculine is stuck into, you know, their ego, where they won't admit it. They won't say, like, you taught me how to love. They won't say, you allowed me to feel for the first time. They won't say, you're the reason why I am different. You know, eventually they'll say it. But you think you're going to hear that today? Maybe in a few weeks or something like that, because you got to let the energies settle. Like, I thought about reaching out to my divine masculine today, and then I was like, whatever. I'll send some energy tonight, some love, a little hit, you know. Allow my divine masculine to know that I'm thinking of them, right? The next card that came out is being apart has been life-changing for me. Because there were times divine feminine literally was like no contact. And I think, and I feel for divine feminine, the ones that like really can like hold it just like divine masculine. Because when I tell you divine masculine's block game is so strong, ooh. Like me, I can hold out at least a month and 2 weeks. After that, I'm like, okay, divine masculine, stop playing with me and get on the same time that I'm on, because you need to really understand like what this connection is. Like, don't be afraid to express yourself to your divine masculine, regardless if you guys are in separation or not. So I pulled some cards from the Romance Oracle deck, and let's dive right into those. So for the first card that came out, it says getting to know each other. And it says, as you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. Admitting your truths, being honest about what this connection's about, loving yourself, being your true authentic selves. Like, that's what this is about. Loving each other naked, meaning be open with each other, especially with the energy that's like surrounding us right now. It's very important that even though you're in separation, that you still have that connection in the 5D. Because that's a form of working on your relationship as well, or your spiritual ship or soul ship, however you want to say it. Okay. The next card that came out, calling in your soulmate. See with your third eye. See what you want to see in 3D. Say what you want to see, and you'll see it in a 3D. It says, your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations help bring you together. Calling in your soulmate. The next card that came out, past life relationships. Like I said, guys, your cards are your cards. Twin flame energy all over this. You have known each other before. So what are you going to do differently now? And for a lot of us, divine feminine and divine masculine in general, release your ex. Release the karmics. Release what no longer serves you. And it says, the time has come to clear your energy. So I want you guys to tell me what you thought about the reading. I want you to like, share, comment, subscribe. I'm really loving my iPad, by the way, because it's just like on point. And like, you don't hear fans, you don't hear too much background noise. It's just so perfect. And like I said, I didn't mind investing in something that was going to help with the humanity in our collective. You know what I mean? Like, for this journey, for me doing my spiritual work, for me doing the work that I was destined to do here in regards to my life path and my life purpose. And I don't mind doing things like that. I'm that type of person in general. If you meet me, some people meet me and they just like automatically think you're like, she's guarded, you know, this, that, and the other. And then they finally get to know me and I'm like a goofball and like with so much love and just have this childlike energy. But don't be afraid to ask me anything. My email is in the description box. My information on the services I offer is in the description box. My prices are very affordable, and I make them that way because at the end of the day, this is about the journey. This is about what we are all being called to do. And I'm never like, I told you, my spirit mentor was like, you know, you have to stop. You have to know that there's an exchange that needs to happen because you're gonna really get depleted. And I said, okay, I got it. So booking a reading, you're going to get the best reading of your life. It's going to be honest. It's going to be truthful. I'm not going to just tell you what you want to hear, because then I wouldn't be, you know, doing my work the right way, or doing the divine's work that I've been called to do the right way. But if you need clarity, if you want information about you and your twin flame, if you want clarity about just your life in general, feel free to book me. And I will get your reading right back to you. I'm not going to sit there and wait all day. Like, of course I have a job, but when my life path and purpose comes into play, when it's related to that, that comes first. Because I have to give back to divine, to spirit, to God, to my angels, because they've gotten me so far when it comes to just life in general. And you have to think about that. Be grateful. Show gratitude. Sometimes I could be walking down the street and I'll just be like, God, I love you so much. Just talking. Because I didn't have to be here right now speaking with you guys. My life could be a movie. You understand? So I'm grateful for everything. I'm grateful for being able to share my gifts with you guys. And I said I will post a video about like my story and how everything came about, but it's not the right time right now. Like, I'm going to continue to give you guys information to support you and help you, and we help each other. Like, your beautiful comments and you talking to me, and when people are like, you know, I was in tears, you know, oh my God, that's because when I'm learning, like, as I'm speaking and words come to mind, I'm like, okay, so I'm channeling. Is this what I'm doing? So at the end of the day, I'm still a baby when it comes to, you know, my spiritual gifts. I know I have the sight. I know I have the hands. I know I can hear. I know I can feel. I know I can use my tools that I use. Like I always tell you guys, anything, cards, pendulums, my crystal ball. I bought that home the first night, and I like started like, you know, working with it. And immediately I saw my twin flame in the cloud, like, of the ball. And I was like, oh, snap. And I got so excited and the whole thing just disappeared. So with me, it's beautiful when I have, like, other things that are shown to me that I'm able, got an orb in here. Spirit just surrounds me, and it's so beautiful. It's just amazing. At first, I used to be scared. Like, I would be like, not happening. But it's just a beautiful feeling, like, to know that you're being guided and being watched over by so many beautiful beings, whether it be angels, whether it be your spirit guides, whether it be your ancestors. I know something is happening to me that's about to change the entire world. And I'm not being cocky, being very humble. I have to say it because you guys are like my best friends. We talk, we communicate, you know, we write to each other in the inbox or, you know, in the comment sections. And even as I'm speaking to you and I'm smiling, like, my room is lit up with stars and sparkly little orbs. And it's because I know, like, anytime I sit down in front of this camera and I'm speaking with you guys, it's like the universe saying, that's my girl. Because I was terrified. You hear me? Terrified. But this is the end of the reading for the Twin Flame Collective for the weekend. And let me know your thoughts. Let me know your comments. If you need to book me for a reading, I will get it right back to you the same day. If you have questions you want to ask me in regards to spirituality, write me in the email, like in my inbox. I'm not going to be like, oh yeah, you want to talk to me, $5. No. You got something you want to ask me, write it. Talk to me. That's all you have to do. Don't be afraid. I wish I had this type of support system when I was going through and coming through, my awakening. So with that being said, guys, again, energy exchange donation is on is in the description box. But if you don't even send an energy exchange donation, Liking my video is energy exchange. Subscribing to my channel is energy exchange. Even sending me an email is energy exchange. Okay? So with that being said, love and light, guys. I'll talk to you later.